The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hello, and welcome to episode 11 of the Big Yak Podcast. It is I, Mike Pareto, and alongside me is Nico Benny.
Here we are, really bare bones today. It's just me and Mike in the studio. No guest, no Moranto.
Yeah.
It's just me and Mike, so you got us for the next hour.
Yeah, I mean, me and Nico both decided it was, you need a little break from the guests. No offense to any of the guests who are, have came on so far. We appreciate you all. But, me and Nico thought that this episode for sure we should just do it, me and him. And the reason why we decided that was because Big Yak went through a little bit of a rebrand. To whoever follows like our Instagram page, basically anything social media wise, got a rebranding. We got a whole new logo invested into that. What else? A whole new intro, as you guys just heard, as on the broadcast. And yeah, I mean, also we got the NFL season starting this week. It's going to be a fun ride. And as I said before, I've said it on Facebook, the real show begins today.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about just from a content standpoint. And then, we got the NFL coming up. We have kickoff tomorrow. You'll be watching it today. So hopefully you're listening to this as you're getting ready for Bills-Rams. But we also wanted to, the portion that we set aside for guests, we wanted to talk to you guys about what's coming next. And, we keep talking about our 10,000 listeners that we have. But, we felt it was time to make some changes to increase that 10,000 viewers that we have. So moving forward, we're going to have, regular posting, regular guests. Our social medias are going to be a little more active. We've been kind of lacking in the department, so hopefully you guys already saw our TikTok that we posted. That's already making numbers, I hope, looking into the future here. But
yeah, we literally just posted it probably like 20, or not even 20 minutes ago. That was like 10 minutes ago, and it's interesting. I mean, we're on the trend, we're hopping on the trend. We're just trying to get more followers out there, trying to build our brand. Also, in the next coming days / week, we also have merch coming out. It's going to be on our own little website / spread shop collaboration. And we're going to have T-shirts. We're going to have hoodies. We're going to have baby bodysuits.
There's going to be a great... The baby bodysuits kills me. There's a great selection of products that we handpicked and decided that we were going to release. We took the time and we partnered with a really cool website called Spreadshirt. This is not even...
Well, I said spreadsheet, didn't I?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This isn't even like a sponsorship or anything, but it's a really cool website that helps you, set up your own shop to go with your show, or just if you had designs to post. We're currently in the review process for our design, so as soon as that comes up, we can make our shop go live, and we plan on having content regarding our merch drop, and we'll have some cool videos to go with it, and we're super excited because this is something that we've been working on for a while. So we are thrilled to actually have it go live. So be on the lookout for that. We can't give an exact timeline just yet because we have to work out some kinks still. But in the coming weeks, be prepared to see Big Yak on the streets.
On the streets, yeah. Really, really exciting times. Like, I never really would have thought, in my life that I would have like a show. Not even in my life, but just so quickly. Like, it's all just happening so fast. And then now we both have our own like merch. Like,
I've always talked about forever about how I wanted to have like my own like clothing line or like it's something you always talk about, but you never really put it into fruition until the opportunities just keep presenting themselves to us. So we're really, really looking forward to what's coming next, and we have some goals that we set to be upfront, and we're a brand now as we are. So we want to be transparent with all of our stakeholders or viewers because you're what create us.
Right.
So I set aside some benchmarks for us, and me and Mike kind of talked this over. So we're looking to get a 20% increase by the end of the year. And, that's something that we think is easily attainable with the amount of traffic and viewership that's heading towards the NFL as we approach the season. And, those consumers are just itching to find any little bit of content that they can get their hands on. So I don't know. I like we say every single episode, a podcast listener listens to multiple podcasts. So it's just super exciting to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited for what we got going forward, man. I'm just as I said before, this is when the show starts. And the first 10 episodes, that was just leading up to the season. It's the off season. We have preseason and all that. Some trades, blah blah blah. Man, the season starts tomorrow, man. And I'm sitting here. I'm trying to contain my excitement for you guys and whatnot. But bruh, we start tomorrow. Here we are.
We're here.
We're ready.
This is what the 10 episode build-up brought us to.
Exactly. And so now that we're ready, we're going to go to 2-minute drill. And
so this is my first 2-minute drill where I'm getting drilled.
Hey, yo.
Hey, pause. We're not even going to – we're going to move forward. I'm getting the 2-minute drill. We're gonna move right past that. I've been getting caught in some sus sentences lately. Moving on. Do I still have to set the timer for myself?
Yes.
Great, fantastic.
I'm sorry. I'm reading them off. I'm trying to multitask.
All right, okay.
All right.
Give me the drill.
let me know when you start. Yeah.
2, 1, go.
All right. Dameon Pierce, rookie running back for the Houston Texans, now leads their backfield over under 1,000 yards for the Week 1 game.
I think over. You have Rex Burkhead as
not Week 1 game, year 1.
The 1,000 would be insane for Week 1. But I think he could hit it. Dameon Pierce to the moon. But, you have Rex Burkhead as that pass-catching role. You don't really have anyone else behind him. Marlon Mack is on the practice squad. I think Dameon Pierce easily hits over 1,000 rushing yards.
Yeah. Do you trust Seattle's offense with Geno Smith as the Week 1 starting quarterback?
I mean, they did it last year. I'm not saying they're great, but that's another year in the same system. I think all the players that are there, and even a player like Noah Fant, who has that connection with Drew Lock, just having that quarterback receiver connection, I feel like people are giving Noah Fant a lot of flack for something that, he went from Drew Lock to Drew Lock. So Geno Smith, which is the same. So
yeah,
I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna come in fourth in the NFC West, but I wouldn't kind of discount them.
Yeah, biggest Week 1 upset from this slate of games coming up.
We're gonna talk about it more later in the show, but that Arizona Kansas City game looks really enticing.
Yeah. Oh, I got a lot for you guys when that comes around. But okay, so you got Arizona. Biggest game of the Week 1 besides Bills and Rams.
I was gonna say that's the obvious option, Bills Rams. But I'm even looking at a game like Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, where since Pittsburgh's situation is much different than Cincinnati's. If you would have thought this would be the script 2 years ago, you would have been probably already winning the lottery.
Right.
So that's going to really shape up how that NFC or AFC North is looking. So I'm really excited to see Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Aaron Donald over under 2.5 sacks tomorrow night.
I hate to say it, but over.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh.
Oh, come on. How many was that? Give me the other one.
I have 2 more actually.
Okay, let's hear them.
All right, so Josh Allen over under 300 plus passing yards for
over 300. It's going to be a shootout in either direction.
And how many beers will be consumed tomorrow night for you?
What's the over under set at?
Over under. I'm gonna go over under. I'm gonna go 5. Over under 5.
I'm off the next day. Give me the over.
The over. Okay. I mean, and that was our 2-minute drill. We had two more questions left.
That was a 2.5-minute drill.
2.5-minute drill. Oh well. It's your first time. I'm messing.
We're back around.
I'm messing with you, Nico. So now we're gonna go to the new and evolved Take It to the Bank. I'm really excited to get into this segment because we've done Take It to the Bank before, but it was more of like a sub segment. It was just we basically like picked out a bet that we found interesting on DraftKings or FanDuel, and we basically just ran with it. This now we're going to be going through each game. Total rebrand. We're going to be going through each game from week 1, and we're going to predict a game, and we're going to give you guys a bet that comes from the game, and yeah, we're going to see what we take to the bank.
So each of these takes, we should kind of elaborate on more. They are from DraftKings, the weekly special. So we're going to take a look at the weekly special each week on DraftKings, and are we going to take that one to the bank? And then over the course of the year, we'll take tally and see how many we actually actually were right.
So diving in, first game. Here we go. Week 1, Thursday Night Football. Bills-Rams. We got Bills minus 135. It's also 2-point spread as well. Bills are -2. Who are you picking? I'm going to pick the Bills. I'm not trying to be biased over here. Got my Bills jersey on, but I'm going to pick the Bills.
I agree with you. We were talking about this pregame, and everyone keeps saying, I want to see a good game. This is going to be a good game. We're going to screw all that. Give me a slaughter. I want the Bills to walk into SoFi Stadium while they're hanging up the Super Bowl banner, walk in and curb stomp them. I mean, I want to see absolute domination from the Bills side. So as a Bills fan, I want to see that. But as the Super Bowl expectant, you need to go in there and show them who the real villain is and step in there, kick their teeth in, and walk out of there and bring the bloodbath back to Buffalo against Tennessee.
Yeah.
So give me Bills -2. Give me Bills -20, baby.
Yeah, I like the energy right there. So a bet that I picked out, if you were to pick an anytime touchdown, I have 2 names for you that you could say and or.
Okay.
Darrell Henderson and or Gabe Davis for anytime touchdown.
Give me both of them.
Both. Stack them up in a parlay.
Yes, please. Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers have that split backfield. I think both of them score a touchdown. Like I said, I think this is going to be a shootout. And then Gabe Davis is a red zone monster.
Yeah.
He actually had more touchdown. It was like double the touchdowns that Stephon Diggs had in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's something insane. I don't have the stat in front of me, but Gabe Davis is a touchdown hog when it comes to being inside the red zone. So give me both of them. I think that's going to happen easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gabe, but I like both as well. It's also a good option. Next game from our 1:00 slates, we have Jets versus Baltimore. Baltimore coming. I'm gonna go Baltimore. They're -330 and the spread is -7. So I'm gonna go Baltimore. What about you?
Give me Baltimore. The Jets, I really liked their draft, and I really like what they did this offseason. But, they're a young team. They still have about a year to go, I think, before they can really start putting the pieces together. This is week 1. This is the first time this whole team is gelling together. The Ravens are going to be a Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl competitor tier. So the Ravens are going to come in, and they're going to show off who they are and take this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Baltimore as well. So a prop that I found, this is a weekly special prop from DraftKings. We have Joe Flacco, now starting quarterback for the first 4 games of the season, plus 1,000 for 300 yards passing and a win. Are you taking that to the bank?
This is the Joe Flacco revenge game.
Joe Flacco revenge. Oh, yeah, he was a Baltimore Raven, if you consider. Yeah.
Joe Flacco is elite. He won a Super Bowl with Baltimore.
Yeah. What are you thinking on this?
300+ yards and a win.
And a win. So you have 300+ yards and to upset the Baltimore Ravens.
My heart says slam it. My mind says hell no.
Okay.
I don't think Joe Flacco is going to pass for more than 180 yards this game, and I think Joe Flacco is going to lose this game. And I think it's going to be because of Joe Flacco. So I'm fading this weekly special.
Okay. Next game, Colts Texans. I feel like obvious choice is going to be I don't know obvious choice, but I'm going to go Indianapolis. Indianapolis is -315 for the money line. Another 7-point spread as well between the two. What are you thinking?
This is a divisional game, and the people gave the Texans a lot of hate. Yeah, they were a bad team. I'm not going to sit here and pretend the Texans were not a bad team.
Yeah.
But it's a divisional matchup, and every time you face a divisional matchup, there's always that any given Sunday mentality. I still have Indianapolis winning, but I think Houston covers the +7.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. So prop I have is Jonathan Taylor. This is a same game prop. Quick one. 100+ rushing yards, anytime touchdown, and Michael Pittman to have 75+ receiving yards as well, and that's +425.
That's at 425. I'm fading that.
You're fading that?
Yeah, I don't think Pittman gets over 75 this game. Pittman got a lot of hype in the offseason, and, understandably so. He deserves that hype that is getting his way. He's also getting an upgrade in quarterback in Matt Ryan, who likes to sling the ball. Mm-hmm. But, again, this is week 1, and I don't think that I see him going over 75. I could see 60, but not 75.
Okay. I mean, me personally, I might take it. I like Michael Pittman. I think he's going to be great. I saw him, in his rookie year when he played in the wild card game versus Buffalo. He was tearing us up a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he did.
So I like Michael Pittman. He's going to be wide receiver number 1. I wouldn't put a lot of money on that bet, but I'm going to, put a little tenner.
All right.
Put a little, maybe a 20.
A little Alexander Hamilton on it.
A little Alexander Hamilton on it. Next game, Bengals-Steelers. Very interesting game. We got Mitch Money, the MVP himself getting the start, and then versus the defending AFC champion Bengals. We got Cincinnati. Money line is -275. Spread is 6.5. Who are you picking? I'm going the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, give me the Bengals covering this one. This is an exciting matchup to me just because we'll see how it shakes out the AFC North. But, I have to take the incumbent AFC champs to cover this one. Is it in correct me if I'm wrong, it's in Cincinnati, right? Yeah, it is. So,
yeah.
I think it might be It's, I'm looking at the schedule. Yes. It's Pittsburgh at Bengals. So, give me in the home field. Yeah, give me that all day.
Yeah. Prop that I found to bet, got Najee Harris. 30+ receiving, 65+ rushing, and anytime touchdown for +700 against his Bengal defense.
These are some special parlays. Again, it's receiving yards on a running back is always scary to me because I've been bit too many times betting the over. Mm-hmm. But for the sake of content, give me that.
I'm gonna do it because here's my thing on it. I'm a Najee Harris guy. I'm not trying to be biased. The 65 receiving yards, I feel like that is obtainable. You see, like last year, I know it's his rookie year with Big Ben. There was one game where he had 19+ targets. It's he's gonna be that focal point of the offense because you have Deontay Johnson there, you have Chase Claypool, and then you have a guy like George Pickens. Najee Harris, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he's probably the best player on that offense. You could toss it up with him and Deontay, but Najee is gonna be that focal point of the offense. He led the NFL in snaps last year. I know they're gonna reduce him a little bit, but they're gonna be giving him the ball any way possible. So I'm taking that to the bank.
You're taking that. See, my thing is, Big Ben is no longer the quarterback. If Big Ben was the quarterback, give me that.
Yeah.
But I don't see as many of those slant routes or, I don't see Najee Harris in the passing game very much. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be that bell cow back. You might see him with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. You might see him get 25 touches this game on the ground.
Yeah.
So I feel like his rushing potential eats into his receiving potential. I don't know. I'm going to take it, but that's going to be my iffy one of the week.
Okay. Gotcha. Moving on to San Francisco versus Chicago. San Francisco is projected to win. Money line is -295, and we have a spread of 7 points. I'm going to go San Francisco. Chicago, to me, I think, is bottom 3 teams in the NFL. San Francisco...
If I'm a Chicago fan, I want to lose this game. I want to lose every game this season.
You want to lose every game. Okay. I mean,
they're due for a top 3 pick. They're going to get a top 3 pick this year.
Yeah.
Give me I have San Francisco covering this one too.
San Francisco covering. I'm gonna go San Francisco. We got the bet that I've chosen: Trey Lance anytime touchdown +175. Maybe.
I think so. Trey Lance isn't as much of a runner as people want him to be.
Yeah.
But I still think he sneaks one in on the goal line.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Trey Lance. I like that a little bit. It's plus 175, not a big risk. You could maybe stack it if possible. Moving on, Saints Falcons. New Orleans minus 230 money line projected to win. Spread is 5.5.
That spread is a little bit lower than I expected it to be. I'd expect Atlanta to be much bigger underdogs here.
Mm-hmm.
So for that matter, give me New Orleans on that, just because that's a low spread. If the spread was like 7.5, which I think it should be, I would be taking Atlanta. But New Orleans at 5.5, give me that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go New Orleans as well. Same thing. Bet I picked out. This is a weekly special. Cordell Patterson, 35-plus rushing yards and an anytime touchdown, along with Kyle Pitts for 65-plus yards receiving. It's at plus 750.
Give me that.
Give me
Patterson, 35-plus rushing yards, and Pitts, 65-plus receiving yards. Those two players right now are the Atlanta offense. Drake London is yet to be seen, so I'm going to disqualify him from that statement. But Patterson and Pitts, that's what you got. You got Pitter and Patter.
Pitter and Patters.
Pits and Pats.
Pits and Pats.
So give me the Pits and Pats. Give me the pots and pans. Give me that weekly special.
Yeah. I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna do it. That Atlanta offense is too sus for me, man. They little scare me a little bit.
I mean, you're only asking for 100 yards of offense between these two players. It's
not bad. It's just
total offense
and a touchdown from Patterson as well.
I still see that.
I think it all depends on how involved they have Tyler Algier in this offense. I think that's going to make a difference as well a little bit. The alligator, because this is Patterson rushing yards. This isn't Patterson receiving yards. I think they still rush him.
Algier's a rookie, so these week one games you tend to see a little bit less of the rookies. You give them that first week to see an NFL game.
Yeah.
So I think they rely on Patterson a little bit more in the run game than they normally would this season. So for this week and this week only, give me that.
Alrighty. We got Cleveland versus Carolina, the Baker Mayfield revenge game, if you will. They have, I believe they have Carolina at minus 125. Yeah, minus 125. The spread is
1.5 underdogs.
Yeah, 1.5 underdogs. Or no, 1.5 favorites. The Browns are 1.5 underdogs.
The Browns are underdogs for this game?
Pretty sure they're underdogs, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost positive. I'm pretty sure after the Deshaun Watson suspension, they became underdogs. Unless I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure.
The Browns are 1.5 underdog.
That's
1.5 point underdogs. That's insane.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Carolina in this game just because I don't trust Jacoby Brissett under center for Cleveland that much. I don't think a lot of people do. And then Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's gonna go out there and he's gonna. You already heard it. He's gonna go up there. He's gonna try to mess these guys up. So
yeah, he's gonna mess them up.
Yeah, he's gonna try to mess them up. So Baker
rough them up.
Yeah, Baker's gonna be out there trying his hardest.
Rough up the doghouse.
So I'm gonna go Panthers.
Yeah, give me that. I'm just shocked at Cleveland actually being the underdogs here.
Yeah, I mean the roster is still good. It's literally
it's just Jacoby Brissett.
It's the quarterback.
Deshaun Watson. Yeah.
Yes. And then the bet I have, speaking of Baker Mayfield, 300 plus passing yards, 3+ touchdowns, and a win for plus 2,200.
Oh, I love that. If there's one take to the bank, give me that one.
I'm going that as well, man. Because as I said, Baker Mayfield's gonna be trying his hardest out there, man. He's probably gonna explode this game, and then the rest of the season he might disappear. You see,
he's gonna put it all out for week one.
Oh, he is, and that's if for plus 2,200, dude. You could put a little bet on that and still come out with a good profit.
I'll throw $10.
I'm taking that to the bank, man. I'm taking that to the bank.
Especially the DraftKings with that bet 5 get 200 in free bets.
Oh yeah.
Let me eat that up.
Oh yeah. We're gonna go on now to the Patriots Dolphins, a little AFC East tango. They got they got Miami as .175 for the money line, and then 3.5 for the spread. What are you thinking here, Nico? I'm gonna go Miami here.
This is Miami minus 3.5, right?
Minus 3.5, yes.
Okay. Yeah, give me Miami.
For the bet, we have Tyreek Hill 70+ receiving yards, Edmonds 50+ rushing yards, and a Tyreek anytime touchdown for plus 650. Are you taking that?
So I don't know. I got a notification saying that Edmonds was kind of nursing an injury a little bit.
Okay.
So he's questionable for the game. I don't think he doesn't play. Like, I'm pretty sure he plays here. There's no reason for them to take him out of week 1. But I don't know if I see over 50 yards rushing here. I think, Mike McDaniel and that new regime in Miami really tried to put an emphasis on the passing game and the short passing game and the run after catch. I mean, that's been kind of a trait of a Mike McDaniel offense.
Yeah.
So I don't see a lot of rushing yards coming out of this game, at least for Miami. So yeah, I'm gonna fade this one.
I'm gonna fade this one as well. I think. I don't know. I mean, Miami. They're going to be running a new offense. They said they're going to run the ball. You're going to have Jasiki Moore on the line, but as you said, I have a feeling they're going to try and run like a little bit of a running back rotation week 1. Try to see how it is. I think I am an Edmonds guy, so I'm going to say Edmonds overall is going to be RB1.
I'll ask you that. Do you think that Edmonds has a firm hold over that RB1 spot?
I think he's listed projected starter for week 1, but as I said, Miami sometimes, I know it's a different coach this year.
Is it more of a committee, do you think? I mean, head coach was from San Francisco.
They did a committee in San Francisco.
They've used committees pretty often.
Here's the thing. I think Edmonds is the RB1, but they're going to be mixing in guys as well because they have – I think they still have Myles Gaskin still on the team.
Everyone's forgetting about Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin was a solid player.
Yeah, a lot of people are fading him out in the NFL world. So he's there.
I don't know what he did to deserve it, but yeah, it's true.
They cut Sony Michel. I mean, Sony Michel's, Sony Michel. I mean, he has
no spot in that offense.
No spot in that offense. Let's go on to the next one. Philly, Detroit. Now this is where I start getting a little funky.
Get a little upsy daisy.
Here. This is what I saw. Detroit fans, they're buying all into the Lions this year. A lot of people are buying into the Lions as being the sleeper team of this season. I'm gonna go Detroit as the upset. I'm not gonna lie.
You're getting Detroit as covering or outright winning? Outright winning,
yeah.
All right.
I think they're gonna win this game.
That's bold.
They have the Eagles at home. A report said that Detroit is selling out that stadium for Sunday's game. And, Detroit has made a lot of improvements on, especially their offense, man. I think it's going to be a good game. And if I'm going to pick an upset this week, I'm going to pick Detroit. Give me Detroit. They're underdogs plus 165 money line. The spread is 4 points.
I don't know. We have that bet together with the Eagles and the Commanders.
And I'm picking Eagles, man. That's the thing. I'm picking the Eagles.
So,
but I'm Detroit this week.
I have to give you the Eagles have to come out there, and if they want to be the Super Bowl contenders that people are starting to peg them out to be,
yeah.
I mean, people are saying that they have a real chance at that top seed in the NFC because it's such an open field this year.
Yeah.
They need to go out there and prove to me that they are worth that kind of hype. So I'm going to back them up and go with Eagles covering and winning. Okay. I think this is going to be one of those, 28-21 type games where it's a win by a touchdown, not necessarily like a slaughter, but it's a touchdown victory.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just the week 1 hype between Detroit, I think it's going to be be a little.
Are you coming a little high off of Hard Knocks?
A little bit, man. Dan Campbell got that fire in him, man. I don't know.
He got that dog in him. He's got that dog in him.
Bet I picked out for this week for Lions, Eagles, Swift anytime touchdown, Detroit money line, golf. Wow. Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Goff is plus 250 in passing yards. Do you take this? This is plus 900.
With the money line, fading.
Whatever, man. I might take it. It's plus
your
900.
Money, not mine.
Yeah. Next game we got Jacksonville versus Washington. I'm gonna go back-to-back upsets here, man. I'm getting a little crazy over here. I'm gonna go Jacksonville. It's in Washington. Washington's field sucks, by the way. Just putting that out there. I know you're a Washington guy.
Their stadium was pretty cool. I will say their stadium. I sat in club seats, and they had a really nice club section.
Hey man, they are underdogs. Washington underdogs are. I'm looking at my notes. Jacksonville is underdogs plus 115. Spreads 2.5. I'm taking Jags.
I can't do it. I can't do it just yet. I know there's a lot of hype around Trevor Lawrence this year, and I know they're getting ETN back, and they're under Doug Peterson now, and I get the hype, and it's deserved, but I can't do it yet. Again, it's that week one where you're getting your first look at a real NFL game, and Jacksonville had the number 1 overall pick. That's straight up. They were the worst team in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
So for that, 2.5 points, Washington wins and covers easy.
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 You're a Commanders guy, man. Prop bet I had out, or not prop bet, but the special that they presented me was Etienne 55+ rush yards, anytime touchdowns with Marvin Jones receiving yards.
How many receiving yards with Marvin Jones?
55.
Fading that.
You're fading that.
There's Zay Jones in that offense. Who else is receiving in there?
They have Marvin Jones, Kirk, Zay Jones. That's the starters.
Marvin Jones, I get the familiarity, and Marvin Jones always finds a way to sneak out mad yardage. But Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, who they paid as a wide receiver 1. You have even Evan Ingram, who's trying to look for a career renaissance over in Jacksonville. There's too many mouths to feed. I can't believe I'm saying that in Jacksonville. There are too many mouths to feed in Jacksonville, and for that fact, I'm taking Marvin Jones Jr. getting under 55 receiving yards.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I'm picking Jags to win, I'm not picking this bet.
It's too much.
Marvin Jones scares me a little bit. As you said, there's a lot of mouths to feed, and that is why I like the Jaguars. There's going to be a lot. That Washington defense is overrated. It is overrated. I don't even think they have Jace Young week 1. I'm pretty sure.
You can go ahead and take that to the bank.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it to the bank.
I'm gonna bank and lose your.
I'm gonna take like the money line and the spread, but I'm not gonna take that.
You're not taking that parlay. It's based off of Marvin Jones.
It's based off of Marvin Jones. I mean, I do like Etienne 55 rush and touchdown, but the Marvin 55 scares me.
So if I presented to you like Jags money line, ETN 55 rushing yards and anytime touchdown, would you take that bet to the bank?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
No hesitation. I'm taking that.
We got a Florida man over here. Florida man. Florida man takes wild parlay.
Florida man takes wild parlay on the Big Yak podcast. I don't want to be known as a Florida man, but I'm going Jags. I like the Jags. Let's go.
I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's gonna have a better year this year. I think he's gonna pop off this year. But week 1, no.
Yeah.
Not against the Commanders. Not against Carson Wentz.
Okay.
And Antonio Gibson.
Whoa.
And Scary Terry.
Whoa. I mean, I like Scary.
Chase Young, comeback player of the year.
Alrighty. Arizona versus Kansas City. We talked about that a little bit in the 2-minute drill. This is a crazy game to me because Arizona's home, and it's a 6-point spread.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit pre-show. Yeah. This is pretty crazy. These are the kind of takes that Take It to the Bank was built off of.
Yeah,
where you have Arizona at home as 6-point underdogs.
Yes,
I'm taking that spread to the bank, and I'm cashing out that same day.
Yeah. See, that's
I'm opening the bank on Sunday to cash that out.
I'm not too sure if I'm gonna take the money line on this. I mean, I do think the money line is plus 200 if you're to pick Arizona, say to do a little upset work. But I'm taking the spread though. That 6-point spread it's going to be a good game
to not take. Like I might right after the show place my bet down on it before that money line changes because that spread is way too big.
That's what I'm saying. So I would take the spread. I would put that in a parlay, and the parlay that I chose for this game that I saw, Kelsey anytime touchdown, Connor anytime touchdown, and over 53.5 points total in the game.
So 53.5 points. That puts us at
That's like a 31-24 game. That's like ideally
31-24. I could see that happening, but I I would probably place, if I had to pick like a final score for this game, I have Kansas City 31 and Arizona 28. So yeah, give me the over. Like, I'll take that. I'll take that special.
Yeah, I'm going to take it as well, too. Just to confirm, that special is indeed... That is plus... I believe it's plus 4... Or no, it's not plus 450. It's plus 1,400.
Wow, yeah, give me that.
Yeah, plus 1,400.
Give me, I'll put $10 on it.
Let's see here. We have Green Bay and Minnesota. I'm going to go obvious. I don't know obvious choice, but I'm going to go Green Bay. They are minus 120. The spread is actually 1.5. Interesting. I'm going to go Green Bay. What are you thinking?
That spread is way too small for what it is. I think Green Bay wins this by a touchdown.
Gotcha. Bet Cook 700 or not 7. Wow. Plus 75 rushing yards. Justin Jefferson 85 plus receiving yards and a Cook touchdown run. What are you feeling about that?
So, here's my thing. You're asking for 150 yards of total offense between two players, and you're putting a touchdown on it too.
This is plus 500, by the way.
At only plus 500, I think that's just a bad bet. I think because, if I'm Green Bay, I'm shutting down the run game or the passing game. You can shut down one of them, but with two superstars in the passing game and the running game, you can only shut down one of them.
Yeah.
So I think one of them, either Cook's going to get 75 rushing yards or Justin Jefferson's going to get 85 receiving yards. Mm-hmm. One of them's going to get a touchdown. That's clear. I think both of them get a touchdown.
Yeah.
But for both of them to pop off on offense, you're asking for 150 total yards of offense between two players, which I don't think is happening against Green Bay.
Yeah. I could see it, honestly. I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to take this because Cook and Jefferson are, they're athletes. Combining for 150, in my mind, isn't that bad. But I'm going to stay away from it if we're just going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm fading that.
Let's go to Vegas versus LA. This is kind of a funny game. This is the game that last year decided who went to the playoffs in that Week 18 matchup. They got LA projected to win. Money line is minus 180. It's 3.5 point spread.
You want an upset special?
Yeah, I want an upset special.
I think the Raiders win this. I think Raiders? All that offseason hype against the LA Chargers, give me the Raiders. They've been working quietly. They got Chandler Jones now. Mm-hmm. That whole AFC West just brought quarterback killers into that division.
Yeah.
I like Justin Herbert as a player. I think there's still room to grow. And I think that Derek Carr is going to put a whooping on Mr. LA Chargers.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go Chargers. I'm going against you. I'm going Chargers. I love Jay Herbo. That offense is so electric, man. That's why they're the Chargers. They're electric. This is a funny bet that I saw on DraftKings. Final play of the game to be a field goal. This is the weekly special that they gave. Plus 1,700 to end basically how it did in Week 18 last year.
I like it a lot. As funny as it sounds, I like it a lot. This is a divisional matchup too.
Yeah.
So these are going to
be a competitive game.
I still like. I think the Raiders win. Here we go. The Raiders win on a game-winning field goal. Give me that. Take it to the bank. I will take that crazy one-off prop bet.
All right. Tampa Bay versus Dallas. This could be viewed as a game of the week besides the Bills-Rams. Arizona
Is
Chiefs.
This not Fox's game of the week? This sounds like it would be Fox's.
This is Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, this sounds like this would be like Fox's America's game of the week.
Oh, yeah. Because
you got Tom Brady and the Bucs against the Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, Tom
Skip
Brady.
Bayless is just like shaking over that game.
You got Tom Brady, and then you have Cowboys. Two of the most talked about.
You want to talk about American football?
American football. That's American football.
Give me Tom Brady
there.
and give me the Dallas Cowboys.
Give
me that all day.
Who you picking? Tampa Bay is projected to win. They're minus 140. The spread is 2.5.
Yeah, okay. Are they in Dallas? Give me them boys.
You're going
Give
Dallas?
me them
boys.
Dallas? Dak Prescott, C.D. Lamb. Not Michael Gallup because he's out for the first week.
Yeah. Tony Pollard.
Dallas Goedert. Tony Pollard.
Dallas Goedert.
Not Dallas
Oh.
Goedert. I'm still thinking
Dalton
about your
Schultz?
Eagles vet, Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Give me Dalton Schultz. Give me CeeDee Lamb. Give me Tony Pollard. Give me Ezekiel Elliott. Give me Dak Prescott. Give me Micah Parsons. Give me them boys.
I'm going Bucks. I'm not betting against Tom Brady. That's just I get they have had their injuries and especially to the offensive line, but Tom Brady's going to find a way to win.
This is going to be a good old Western shootout.
Yes, sir. Bet of the week: Tom Brady and Dak Prescott combined 700-plus passing yards.
Talking about a shootout.
So they basically had to combine, for over 700 passing yards and 7+ touchdown passes. That's plus 2,000. This is an old-fashioned shootout. This is
give me that Wow West. Yeah,
Wow,
I'm taking
West.
this.
You're
Give me
taking
this.
Give
me this
2,000?
bet. I love this one on Sunday Night Lights. Give me in Dallas. America. This is America's game right here.
You're going to see Chris Collinsworth just go crazy, man.
Now here's a guy.
That
50 times.
Yeah, now here's a guy.
All right, let me ask you this prop bet. Now here's a guy over under 3.5.
Over.
Easy.
Oh, easy. That's easy. I'd take that plus. I don't even know. I'm taking
Give me that plus 5.5.
Plus 5.5.
Now here's a guy who knows how to announce Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. All right, and then we got our last game. We got the Monday Nighter. We got Denver versus Seattle. Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Versus Drew Lock.
I think actually
and 12s.
We're having a writers' room meeting in the podcast right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to recreate Broncos country. Let's ride.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
I think that needs to happen. Anyway, what is it?
Denver's
is
projected
6.5
to
points
win.
favorites.
6.5 point favorites with money line 265.
Yeah, that spread's small. That spread's way too small for Russell Wilson against Seattle.
Yeah.
I think they win by 14 points. I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Denver. I'm taking Denver as well. Yeah, I'm taking Denver. So the bet that I saw was Russell Wilson. I know you like this one a lot. Russell Wilson, 300+ passing yards, 3+ touchdown passes, and to win by 10+ points is plus 1,100. Are you taking this?
I'm taking it. That's easy. That's easy money for me because, again, Russell Wilson's going to go in there. There was a report saying that divorce was inevitable by Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
It was inevitable. Russell Wilson's going to go back and show the Seahawks, I made you. I was you.
He was them.
And, yeah, he's going to come in and curb stomp him. Easy.
Alrighty. And that's how we got for Take It to the Bank. I think that was a pretty successful first Take It to the Bank. I mean, that was fun. We were firing off things here and there. I like that, man.
This is good. I give us some feedback as you're listening. You might think that our takes are stupid, but it's great. I think our takes were great. So that's all that matters. This is our show. Just kidding. Please let us know how you feel. Please let us know how you feel about this new Take to the Bank reimagined. That's another thing that we had thought about, kind of reimagining our segments and seeing what we can change and what we can fix.
Yes, sir.
So I'm loving it so far. This is going to be a real exciting week 1 slate of games.
Oh, yeah. So now we're going on to fantasy. Fantasy football. All of our drafts are done. Over the weekend or this past week, we asked our Instagram followers to send us in some picks to help them out, some advice, who to start, who to sit, some sleepers. So let's take a look at who sent some stuff in. We're going to answer that first, and then we're going to give me and Nico's start, sits, and sleepers for this week as well. Alrighty. First one we have is Matt Ciandra. Juju Smith-Schuster. Chandra. I'm sorry, man. I am sorry. I butchered the name. I didn't mean to butcher the name. I'm very sorry. Juju Smith-Schuster. Start, sit, or is he asleep? Are you consider a sleeper?
No, I'm starting. I have Juju in I think 2 or 3 leagues. I'm in 6 leagues this year. I have Juju, I think, in at least 3 of them. I'm starting him in flex, if not wide receiver 2 in all of them.
Yeah.
Is it just straight up? Am I sitting Juju Smith? Or am I starting Juju Smith?
Starter set.
Yeah, I'm starting him.
I'm gonna go start as well against Arizona. We talked about it's gonna be a good game, and go start. Next one, Dylan Miller.
Shout out Dill.
Yeah, shout out Dill. Ertz versus Goddard. And
Are
this
you sure it's not Dalton Schultz?
Not sure it's not to you. So Ertz versus Goddard, and then he said in parentheses, if Zach Ertz plays, of course, because I guess Zach Ertz is
and then
undecided.
That's where it comes down to. Ertz hurt himself at some point in practice this week.
He has a hamstring or a calf.
It might have been a hamstring issue, and those are always so finicky with NFL players that's a tough call. If you have them both, good for you, because now you have two great tight ends. You should deal one of them. But I think I'm more inclined to start I was about to say Dalton Schultz.
Oh, my God.
I think I'm more inclined to start Dallas Goedert versus the Lions.
Yeah, Goddard versus the Lions, I like a lot. I mean, Kansas City defense is a little suspect, but Ertz scares me a little bit. I'm going to go Goddard. You got Jules Houston, Juice STIGGS. We got another Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju on that beat this week, man.
Juju's asking about Juju.
Exactly. So his flex, he has Juju or Cam Akers. So, yeah, Juju against Arizona or Cam Akers versus the Buffalo Bills. I have an obvious pick.
Yeah, I think you're going to say Juju. Because
I'm saying Juju.
Akers is going to be in that split backfield. The Bills just bolstered their run defense with a brand new defensive line. I feel like every year they have a brand new defensive line, but I think this is the one that actually sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Splitting with Darrell Henderson, I don't think spells for a lot of points this week.
Yeah.
Juju
week
has
one.
much more potential, especially if you're playing in PPR, which, Jules, I think all your leagues are PPR this year.
Most of everybody plays PPR.
I have yet to see a standard league in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially PPR, I mean, Juju's going to be a monster. So, play him in your flex. Forget about it.
Yeah, Juju for sure. I'm going to go Juju for sure. I mean, he might have different – I know he's a Cam Akers fan, so he might say otherwise.
And you know what? I have Cam Akers in Dynasty, so I hope he has a decent game. But I don't think his ceiling is much lower than Juju's.
Yes. We got Dexter Griffin, not famous Dex. Darnell Mooney or Elijah Moore. So Chicago plays San Francisco, and Elijah Moore and the Jets play Baltimore.
Now, this one comes down to the quarterbacks. Do you trust Joe Flacco or Justin Fields more?
I'm going to go for this game. I might go Darnell Mooney this game just because Zach Wilson isn't back
This game specifically, yes.
If Zach Wilson was out there, I would honestly – I like Elijah Moore. I'd maybe give it to Elijah Moore.
I have Elijah Moore as one of my breakout candidates this year, so I would love to pick him. But with Joe Flacco throwing him the ball, I just can't. I can't. At Joe Flacco's current age, I cannot.
No. Maybe Joe Flacco like 10 years ago.
Yeah, give me elite Joe Flacco.
Possible.
If elite Joe Flacco was throwing in,
hell yeah.
He'd be a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, Chicago plays San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco does have a little bit of tough defense, but I like Mooney. Mooney over Elijah Moore here. Last one, we have your girl, Molly Bird.
Shout out Molly.
Yeah, shout out Molly.
She made I asked her. We put together a family league this year, and we were down one person. I'm like, no shot, Molly wants to do it. And then I'm like, hey, Molly, do you want to do a fantasy, babe? You want to do a fantasy football league? And then she was like, down for it. And,
Heck yeah.
And I was like, great. And then I'm like, oh yeah, do you want me to help you? No, I don't want your help from the drafts. I'm doing this myself, and I'm going to go in there. I'm going to win it. I'm like, okay.
I love that.
You got that dog in you.
Got that dog.
So she has a pretty solid team if she's starting Dameon Pierce or Drake London. She's having trouble deciding which one of those two to start in the flex. You can't go wrong with either one. Mm-hmm. Both rookies. Give me Dameon Pierce.
I am also going to go Dameon Pierce. Just because Drake London, he's a little banged up. I don't know if he's going to be 100%.
We don't know how he's going to be utilized this first game either, with Marcus Mariota throwing on the ball too.
That too. That's another thing you got to think about. I'm going to go Pierce. Pierce is RB1.
Dameon Pierce has much more points potential. His floor is so much higher, and I think his ceiling is honestly a little bit higher too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Dameon Pierce because he's going to get at least 20 touches this game.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for sending in the replies to our Instagram account. Next week,
Let's make this a weekly thing.
Yeah, I like that. Let's make that a weekly thing. Next week, we're gonna send out
our mailbag.
Yeah, our mailbag.
There we go.
Viewer mail.
We're rebranding live on the show.
So next week do the same thing. Follow our Instagram, Big Yak Podcast, and then we're going to ask the question. We're going to be taping more on Wednesdays now, so look for it like the Sunday to Tuesday range. So there. So I want to talk to you, Nico, about your start, sits, and sleepers. I picked out 3, and I want to go over with them for you.
Great.
My starts for this week, starts that I really like. I like Mark Andrews, Baltimore's tight end against the Jets. I like Trey Lance, San Francisco's quarterback against Chicago, and I like Rashad Penny, Seattle's running back against Denver. How do you like that?
Yeah, those are pretty solid starts. I'm just hesitant on Trey Lance.
You're hesitant on Lance?
We don't know how he's gonna look week 1, and Chicago is a good place for him to start.
It's a great debut for him.
He should be able to clean up nicely, but I don't know. They might rely on the run game more. I'm getting a feeling that Elijah Mitchell is gonna be a good play this week, because of that. But I don't know what Trey Lance's ceiling is for this week.
Okay. How do you feel about these? I think Lance is going to blow. But by the way, I do think, I don't know about blow it up, but I think Lance is going to go out there. I think week 1 he's going to have a strong showing because of Chicago, and then the tougher games, especially those divisional games. We're going to see the growing pains.
If I was just going and I was going to just estimate what that line's going to look like. Mm-hmm. Trey Lance, 220 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Maybe tack on 15 yards rushing.
Let's go sits. Breece Hall at Baltimore for me.
I love that a lot.
Yeah, the rookie Jets running back. We have Kittle versus Chicago, and I have Cooper versus Carolina. Amari Cooper. Breece Hall, I think, is a great pick overall in the season, but week 1, those first couple of weeks, they're going to have, the committee between him and Michael Carter. So I would strain away from having him there.
Especially against Baltimore.
Against Baltimore. Baltimore is a tough defense, too. So I'm gonna bench Breece Hall. Unless you absolutely have to play Breece Hall, then yes.
If he's your RB2, you send out a prayer and you're going to hope that he's going to find some holes, but... Yeah, I if you have the luxury to sit him, I would do so.
Yeah. Who else did I have? Kittle versus Chicago. Kittle came up on the injury report with a hamstring injury. A little scary. Kittle has his injury history. I don't think he's going to sit out first week of the game unless it gets more serious as the next couple days go on. It's going to be hard to bench a guy like Kittle, though. But if he's game time decision, I might say put him on the bench. And then that's a little bit of a questionable one, but I'm going to put it out there. Then Amari Cooper versus Carolina, we talked about it. Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback is a little too suspect for me, man. And Carolina, they have some secondary. They have Brian Burns coming off the edge. Their defense isn't that bad. It's just not ideal.
What's Cooper's projected points? I don't have it offhand.
Ooh, Cooper's projected points. I know it's at least 10. I want to say it's probably the 12 range if I had to.
I mean, he is now number 1 wide receiver in Cleveland, but he has Jacoby Brissett throwing the ball. I think this game might end up becoming a shootout if Baker Mayfield is doing what he says he's doing.
You're right.
So I don't know if I completely
Cooper's
agree
12,
with you sitting.
12 and a half.
Just because where he was drafted to, he was drafted as a number 1 flex or even a wide receiver 2 for some people.
Yeah.
So people might not have that luxury of being able to sit him. And when you draft a player in the spot that you're getting him in, you would hope to play him week 1.
Yeah.
So I got to disagree with you there.
Okay. Here I go. Sleepers. I have Albert O. I don't even want to try to pronounce his last name. I don't want to butcher it. Big Albert O versus Seattle. I'm a big Albert O guy when it comes to fantasy. I think he's a great late round tight end.
He was getting drafted way too high.
Too high?
My model had him getting drafted 50 spots ahead of time. He was getting drafted
spots?
4 rounds where he should be. 4 rounds ahead of where he should be.
Where did your model have him?
The 10th round.
10th round. See,
I think he's a late round pick.
I think. Oh no, yeah, I agree.
I think he's a really late round.
I think he's last 3 rounds of the draft.
You
I
Wilson
agree on
throwing
that.
the ball. You have Russell Wilson throwing the ball.
Yeah, Russell Wilson throwing the ball. That's the thing. That's what's enticing about him, though. That's the thing. He's a tight end 1 for Denver. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Denver. There's Sutton. There's Judy.
There you go. There's a lot of mouths to feed.
There's a lot of mouths to feed, but Albert O is going to be that sleeper. He's
over
going to
Judy and Sutton.
Not over them, but I'm just saying they're obviously if you're going to put target priority, Sutton and Judy are first two on the
Oh,
Denver.
of course.
Yeah, but Alberto, I'm putting Alberto up for grabs with.
I think Melvin Gordon gets more fantasy points than
You think so?
than Alberto this game.
This game?
This game, yeah.
This game.
I don't want to project that for the whole season. But this game, sorry, Mike. I gotta sit him.
I'm an Alberto.
I actually didn't draft him in any league, so I don't even have to worry.
I have him starting in like 2 or 3 leagues because I go into the strategy. I like getting my team figured out, and then if there's a tight end there that I like, I pick the tight end, like a Schultz, a Goddard. I don't really like taking one of the top tight ends too early unless they absolutely fall, or if I already got my 2 RB set, whatever. But in a couple leagues, I'm trusting Alberto. I'm having like Alberto and like Hunter Henry as like that's Jules' league. Those are my 2 tight ends. I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, if in a 2 tight end league especially, then I sit him because you already have another tight end with him. But
Yeah, I'm going Alberto as a start if you guys need a tight end. Jameis Winston.
I love this.
Jameis Winston at Atlanta. Jameis Winston's he's getting drafted. He is, but he isn't. Jameis Winston at Atlanta. Jameis Winston throws that thing. His first game back.
Jameis Winston could be a top 12 quarterback in fantasy this year.
Oh, yeah.
That is completely within the realm of possibility. His ceiling is a top 5. I mean, top 5. I mean, we got to see. I don't know about his rushing yards. Maybe top 8. I'll retract that and say top 8 is his ceiling. But I think top 12 is reasonable.
I think I'm going to go with top 12 as I'll agree with the top 12 one for his ceiling. Atlanta's defense isn't good. I think that's a great thing.
He could be out of this week. He could be a top 5 QB play this week.
Yeah, this week.
I think so.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'll drink to that one.
Cheers.
Yeah. So Jameis at Atlanta, good quarterback flex. Good if you don't have a quarterback. I know Tank. That's his quarterback 1 in the league.
That's
Yeah. There you go.
He's rocking with
Jameis. And then my last sleeper is Ramondre Stevenson at Miami. I think he's going to take over RB1 eventually. I think he brings more of a pass catching ability to New England's offense.
He's a much more versatile running back.
More versatile.
Damian Harris is a great runner. Don't get me wrong, but he has bricks for hands.
Yeah, and they're shopping Harris still. I think.
I don't. Yeah, any players available. I think they're really pushing Damian Harris on the low.
Yeah, but yeah. So that was our starter sits for this week. We also have the Emerge League coming up. We have Mike. Me and you have our other leagues as well, some matchups. In the Emerge League, we have I'm pretty sure I faced Tank week 1.
Yeah, I face Larry.
You face Larry?
I've never met Larry.
I don't know who Larry is.
Good luck, Larry. I don't know you, but
good luck to you.
If you're listening to us, good luck. I have a pretty stellar team. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, we all have stellar teams.
We'll see what the results are come week 1, but it might be looking tough for you.
Yeah. Night of the draft, I was projected 200 points. Still projected 200 points, but Tank was under me, and Tank is now up to 203.5 for the week. So not really liking that this ESPN league. But yeah, Tank, I'm coming for you. I want this trophy over here. That's going to be mine.
Yeah, we're going to slap that beautiful yak on that trophy.
Slap the yak on there.
Slap the yak. That's wild.
I think that's all we have for today's show. How excited are you for tomorrow night's game as a Bills fan?
We talked about this earlier in the show. I'm ready to see a slaughter. I want to see the Bills. And this is the year. You couldn't write a more perfect Hollywood story than the Buffalo Bills coming into L.A. this season.
Yeah.
You have just the story of Josh Allen and the story of the Bills as underdogs coming into town against the Super Bowl winner. You have the place that they want to be. You have Von Miller coming back into L.A. fresh after. I think I saw a stat that there was only one other player. Von Miller is the first player since I can't even think of who it is offhand. But to come back and face the team first after winning the Super Bowl with that team, I can't even. I wish I had the stat in front of me, but I saw it when I was just like walking out the door this morning.
Yeah.
But all the storylines are all coming together finally. NFL season's finally here. I'm pumped.
Yeah. Like in all my years of being a Bills fan, we've never seen the Bills as the first game, like the week 1, the season opener. We got who do we have? Halftime shows Ozzy Osbourne, dude.
The NFL Network, all of their analysts projected the Bills to win the Super Bowl. Every single one
Every
of them
single
in a
one of them.
sweeping fashion. It was just Bills, 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 Bills.
Yeah, that's scary though.
That's high expectations.
That's high expectations.
I tweeted out, thanks, I hate it, because I hate it. I hate seeing all that because I'm scared. I'm nervous as a Bills fan.
Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy year, man. But yeah, I'm so excited for tomorrow night, man. I'm so happy. Yeah, football's back. Bills football. I mean, I'm not gonna try to be biased, but yeah, I want Bills. I want the best for Buffalo. Obviously, being a fan. Man, I can't put it into words because I don't know. I don't have words to put into it.
As a fan of the Bills and a fan of the game, I need to see the Bills win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
the time has come for Buffalo to win the Super Bowl, and if they miss within this year and next year, you might have to wait a little bit before that opportunity comes again.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. What do you have tomorrow for what are you doing for the game tomorrow, basically?
So it's so funny because I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't really know what I'm doing yet.
Okay.
So I have a couple. I could go out, hang out with my friends, or my dad's gonna be watching at home. Me and Molly were still discussing on what exactly we're gonna do. So it might be a low key kind of night. Still slamming beers, still bet the over, but I don't know where just yet.
Okay.
How about you? What are you doing?
So, I originally wanted to have something at my house. Like I wanted to have like a big old like shindig. I don't know about banger, but I wanted to have, my dad is we thought about doing this for like a Super Bowl or like a Bills playoff game or like something. I don't know about Bills playoff game. It'll be cold, but like a game like this, we wanted to have the TV outside, bring a TV outside, and then we wanted to basically have like a tent and have all this food and just have this like crazy watch party. But here's the thing: my brother, he's has his own house, and he convinced my dad to have the first game at his house. So we're going over to my brother's house. He's having a little shindig over at his house. So I'm just gonna spend it with family, and yeah,
That's the best way to do it.
He has a little man cave in his basement.
Oh,
So yeah, so we're gonna have a fun old time tomorrow. What about traditions? Like we're gonna talk about that real quick. Like what are your like game day traditions if you're not working?
So are you talking like
I'm talking
just
food.
Like,
I'm talking
pregame. So I had a really strict tradition when I was in Los Angeles specifically.
Mm-hmm.
When I spent my semester in Los Angeles, the game started at 10 a.m. So I would get up at like 7 or 8 in the morning, and my roommates would all wake up to the smell of chicken wing dip. I would make chicken wing dip almost every single Sunday for every Bills game, and we'd be eating chicken wing dip at 10 in the morning. And I had a tried and true recipe. I have to pull it back up. I will be bringing it back out.
Post it on Instagram.
Adding some spice. Yes, I will be. I'll be posting my famous chicken wing dip recipe, and we will be having a sample on show one day.
Okay.
But that was a pretty strict regimen. But for me now, with the games all being so, it's not just 1 o'clock on Sundays anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so much stuff going on, and my job. I was the catering manager prior to my current role, and then actually it was 2 roles ago where I was the catering manager. And so every single Sunday I'd have to work, but I would do this thing where I schedule myself right up until 12:30 and then leave. So I didn't really have a pregame ritual because my pregame ritual was work.
Yeah.
So now I gotta just figure out what my pregame ritual is gonna be. My schedule is a little bit looser now, so I can actually enjoy the games. I have yet to make that ritual.
Yeah. For me and my family, it's always my dad, me, and my brother. It's always been us 3. I have my sister, I have my mom, but my mom, as a kid over the years, I used to call her bad luck. Because she would come in the room and like, oh, like, hey, like, how the Bills doing? Come sit down. Bills throw an interception. And I point at my mom. I'm like, leave. Go in your bedroom.
Leave.
Go in your bedroom. Like, just go do something else. Go shopping. Go, like, I don't know. Go do something other than what you're doing right now. So that's like a tradition. Me and my dad. It's always just slinging beers before the game. It's, always like the finger foods. Like we have those like the little hot dogs. You wrap them around with like the croissant roll.
Pigs in a blanket.
We're doing pigs in the blanket, dude. We're doing that tomorrow. I'm hyped for that.
Walking on them pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, and then we basically do like a tailgate with like me, my brother, and my dad, and then we'll have like a couple cousins, family members, friends, family, like here and there, and yeah, we have like a own little tailgate. My dad. This is illegal in New York State, by the way, but I'm gonna say he does do this, but he does light off a firework before the game.
Yeah, it's legal now.
It is legal?
Yeah, fireworks are legal now.
Oh, I mean,
you can blow one off.
Oh, if they're legal now, then yeah. Before and after, especially before is a must.
I thought you were gonna say something like criminal.
Oh no,
like
not
he's gonna go
no.
He's gonna go rob a bank before the Bills
my
game.
dad robs.
No,
a
he's
bank
gonna go
before.
shoot off a firework. Okay, that's illegal the same way that like drinking beer after 10 o'clock on a Sunday is illegal.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't know if it was legal or not yet, or it was. But basically, before the game, we lost firework. After the game, especially a playoff game, dude. Like the Baltimore Ravens Bills game from 2 years ago, dude. He levitated out of his chair, like literally. The Taron Johnson pick six. He levitated out of his chair.
I think I levitated out of my chair.
Yeah, and then he went outside, dude. He must have lit off like 4 fireworks. He had his flag.
Is that just like his like tick? Like he goes out and he's like, just gotta light these off. Just gotta light these off.
No, you know what? You know what else he does? So we have this big Bills flag. We hang up the Bills. I'm missing the one tradition we do. We have a Bills flag that we put in the front of the house, and then my dad has this wooden cutout sign. And we put it at the front of the house. So my dad will go outside. If we win, he'll grab the flag and he'll start waving it. I have videos on my phone of this.
Like the end zone runners, like
yeah, he starts twirling that thing, and then he lights up a firework. And
I gotta come to the Pareto household for a game.
Come on, man.
We gotta do a podcast from the game.
Listen, you're always welcome, man. You're always welcome.
I might take you up on that this season.
But yeah, one last thing I want to talk about before we leave is me and Nico last 2 weeks have been on our friend Jules Houston's podcast, the STIGGS podcast.
Yes, we have.
And yeah, I was on 2 weeks ago. You were last week, and just want to say it was a really fun time. You guys should definitely go and take a look. We had Jules on the 1 week. I think it was episode 7. It was either 6 or 7 that we had him on.
Episode 7.
Yeah. His podcast is really well. He's an excellent talker. Please check that out on Spotify. Me and him basically we talked a lot about the Manti Te'o documentary. We talked about AFC West stuff, Bills expectations, all that, inspirations, like football inspirations and stuff like that, and then our podcast.
Jules is such a well-spoken and just nice dude that like any time that he sees any sort of success, like I'm rooting for him all day long.
Yeah.
You know? He was a great guest to have on, and I'm sure we're gonna have him again at some point this season.
Oh yeah, he'd definitely come back on.
I'm sure we'll have some sort of collaboration or something like that. But give him a follow. During my episode, we talked a lot about my fantasy draft kit. We talked about the NFC. I know he talked about it with you with the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has a really cool format over there, and you know he has really good takes. And I value his opinions because they're good opinions in my opinion. But yeah, show Jules some love. It was a great show. I can't wait to do it again.
Yes, sir. And that's all we have for episode 11 of the Big Yak Podcast. I want to thank everybody so far through this journey. The rebrand is going good so far. Hopefully, please give us feedback. And we did a lot of new things on the show today. Let me know if it was bad, what we can fix, or let us know if it was good and we should repeat it. Merch is coming soon. That's all going to be posted. That's going to be mentioned. We're going to have photo shoots. We're going to display the merch. But yeah, please follow the socials, Big Yak Podcast, Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, YouTube, anything. Please show us some love. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Morano and Emerge for the studio work or studio time. Thank you, Matt Johnson and BICBP Network. And thank you, Nico, for running the board this week.
Hey, something new for me.
Something new for you. I ran it the 1 week when you were in D.C. A little bit of a challenge, but hopefully I'm almost positive it's going to come out. I have the utmost guarantee that you did a good job.
And if not, we will see you on take 2.
We'll see you on take 2. Yeah, but we'll see you next week, guys, for episode 12 of the Big Yak Podcast. Signing out.